Yo, what is going on, guys? Bexio back, and today we got a brand new video back on Bitcoin. We've got some big news coming through for Bitcoin, and we can just hop straight into the charts first and actually take a look at these right here. We've got Bitcoin right here. This is the 30-minute chart. These lines are okay. I might have to redraw them, but I don't do trading or TA, all that stuff. But I do like seeing like support and resistance, just seeing things bounce off of certain lines and stuff. And you can see right here, we actually broke through. This is where we were, at the top here. We almost hit 37,000, got close to this top line here, and then fell down completely through these next two lines and came down to this one down here. And we're currently sitting just above it with a bounce off of it, maybe looking to break it. We can go to the 5-minute. It did bounce off of it, but we might be looking to break it. This is like a pretty decent support zone so far. We look back, you can see it acted here. There was a lot of action around it back here. So it's a zone that does have, or keeps a lot of price action in it. So we want to rock it back up. Everybody wants that. But the short term, for technicals, I don't do all this stuff, but we plummeted through these two lines. So these will probably act as resistance as we climb back up, hopefully climbing back up. But we can look into more of the fundamental view type stuff, which is bigger things that are a good outlook for Bitcoin. One of the things that I think everybody's kind of not really looking at right now is this hash rate, which is super important. Let me just take off. There, we're fine here. This is the hash rate. This is the 7-day average for the hash rate, and you can see it was up around here. China banned mining and banned Bitcoin mining in China, so all of the miners shut down, and they're all relocating right now. So the hash rate is plummeting, which is not good for Bitcoin. It's not like a huge issue, but the hash rate and the price of Bitcoin have correlated with each other quite a bit. So when we see the hash rate plummeting, the price tends to follow. And the hash rate, if we go to raw values, you can see it's like all over the place, but it is like a bounce right here. Hopefully, we get miners starting to get set up outside of China, which would actually be the best thing that could happen. Like, getting this China FUD out of here and making sure that people can't look at China and say, China controls Bitcoin. And everyone can point to the hash rate and say, look how much the hash rate fell. But in the future, it's going to be the miners in relocating to Texas, Miami, relocating to other countries in the world, and hopefully a lot come to the U.S. and come to North America and Canada and stuff, and just get out of that China FUD. It's just a lot of things that can be negative about Bitcoin tend to include China. So we're getting rid of that, and that's great for the future. Decentralizing mining once again, and really bringing Bitcoin back to no more FUD. You can't say China controls it. They banned it. They banned mining. They ban it every year, it seems like, because you can't ban Bitcoin. You can't stop the transactions from happening in China, but they can try all they want. And next up, we have a pretty good story from Cynthia Lummis. She's a senator from Wyoming. She has been out all the time on media talking about Bitcoin. She's pro-Bitcoin, really likes it, and you can see here, obviously, saying Bitcoin is great for retirement and long-term savings, which Bitcoin's been proven to be great for. So advocating for it. And when Bitcoin had its dip, when it was going down to like 30,000, she was on CNBC, I think, and saying that she was buying the dip. So a lot of people are buying Bitcoin, getting involved in it, and people that are fudding and saying the government's just going to ban Bitcoin. If people in the government have Bitcoin, why would they ban Bitcoin? That just doesn't make sense. They want the value to continue going up. They want to keep making money. That's what incentivizes Bitcoin, like as a whole. When you get involved in Bitcoin, you want to protect it. You want to make sure that the value stays there. And you get financial freedom to anybody who wants to get involved in Bitcoin. No one involved in Bitcoin is trying to gatekeep it and trying to keep people out. everyone's constantly trying to bring people in, secure the network, continue to make the network just guard all the money that's involved in it, and make sure that there's no control over it. No one is centralized controlling Bitcoin. And this is the next thing right here. We can see like governments must have power to reverse crypto transactions, says co-chair of blockchain caucus. So some government not government body, but like a group within the government that they have as a blockchain type thing says the government needs to be able to reverse the transactions. Well, newsflash, I hate to break it to you, that is about the most boomer thing you can say when it comes to blockchain and Bitcoin. You cannot reverse a transaction. That's the point. You can't control it. You don't get to say where money is going, how it can get there. You don't get to say if you're able to send it like you are with PayPal or something, or a bank. A bank can reverse a transaction. PayPal can reverse a transaction. Bitcoin and blockchains do not reverse their transactions. You can't just say, oops, sent the wrong amount of Bitcoin to this address, I want it back. That defeats the purpose. Just like when dealing with business, there's a lot of things in business world. Like people won't take business from like almost any country in Africa because there's so much fraudulent credit done. Where if you sell something or buy something from, well, sell something to an African country, it's like 55% or something is fraudulent. So you might just get charged back where you send the product out already. You think that you got paid for it, and then later come to see that the transaction was fraudulent. You don't get the money, and now you're out the product as well. Bitcoin can fix that because now you can do business with anyone. If they want to send you Bitcoin, you get that Bitcoin. They can't take it back. They can't just say, I'll buy this product for, $100. You send it to them, and when they get it, they can't just say, I want my money back, refund. And you can do that with PayPal. It's like there's ways to like kind of protect yourself against it, but you can still do that with PayPal, get like refund or reverse your transactions and stuff. And that's the point of Bitcoin. You can't reverse it. You can make sure that you're going to get paid. If you accept Bitcoin, you know that the Bitcoin is legit. You can't fraud Bitcoin, and you get to get that money. And it's no fraudulent reports. You don't get reversed and charged back. You get to enjoy doing business. And it brings a lot of people back into the world economy that were from countries where people refuse to do business because of the fraudulent, credit reports and transactions and stuff that go on. Bitcoin can solve that and bring a whole bunch of people into the global economy, and now they can compete on a level playing field where before they just weren't able to. And finally, we have this big title right here. $6 billion NCR opens Bitcoin purchases to 650 banks and credit unions. So it's NYDIG. They're going to be offering all this services to 650 banks, where they're going to be able to allow their customers to buy Bitcoin. And they say that it's going to be completely backed one-to-one. So if you put $1 in Bitcoin, they're going to have $1 worth of Bitcoin held in cold storage. So these individual banks aren't going to hold the Bitcoin. It's going to be the NYDIG holding all of the Bitcoin. They're going to offer it to these banks so that you're going to be able to purchase Bitcoin through your bank. That's a great thing to see. It's continued adoption. I personally wouldn't do that because I want to have control of my Bitcoin, make sure that I control it, I custody it, and I can send it to wherever I want and receive Bitcoin whenever I want. But for someone who's just looking to get exposure to it, this is great for them. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about cold storage, hot wallet. You don't have to worry about any of that. You can just go to your bank, same way you would deposit money, but just say you want to buy Bitcoin with it. And like a snap of a finger, you will have Bitcoin, a little Bitcoin account. It'll show you the value of all that stuff. And the NYDIG will custody all of that Bitcoin on behalf of all the banks, which means greater exposure to Bitcoin, more people able to easily get involved. It's obviously the older crowd that has trouble getting into Bitcoin, has trouble understanding it. They don't think of like going to an exchange and buying Bitcoin and then custodying it yourself. Like they just say, what's the point? I just use my bank. My bank takes care of all of that. And now their bank can take care of all of that. They can get Bitcoin exposure and not even have to think about custodying it or anything like that. It's all done for them. So it's perfect for people who want to get involved, who don't really understand it, but kind of see that there's value there. But guys, that's going to do it for this video. A lot more exposure to Bitcoin. We see the price right here, $34,608. So hopefully we've not going to continue to fall. We'll do one more thing just to take a look at it. But here you go, the short interest, just so we can cover it. Nothing's changed. Continue to plummet under 3,000 now. Longs not really changed. 0% change, so literally not changed. And yeah, so maybe the shorts are like a lagging indicator. Sometimes, it might go up. But I think this is pretty close to what they're at right now. So shorts are down, longs are staying the same, and the price is continuing to do its own thing, and the Bitcoin network moves on, even though the hash rate's going down. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. So as always, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. See you guys in my next video.